Ethical concerns are a major part in any organization. As public health professionals, it is our responsibility to overlook programs and to make sure that the program is being created fairly. Luckily, we do have a 6 step framework program that allows public health professionals to look into the program and fairly assess every aspect. The major points looked into are effectiveness of the program, overall goals, known or unknown potential burdens and benefits, alternative approaches, if there are any burdens, overall fairness, and how the burdens and benefits can be equally balanced. This brings us around to the ethical concerns regarding the Not on Tobacco program. The Not on Tobacco program has overall goals and effectiveness. However, we have not touched on the points of the remaining questions. Are all aspects of human rights being taken into account? Does anyone feel violated or peer pressured into participating in a program? There are many ways that a person can feel like their human rights are being imposed on. Fairness of the work environment as well takes into great consideration. For example, if the Not on Tobacco program goes to a school, does the teachers and faculty members feel obligated to not smoke around the students after hours? This is where a certain law comes into place. 29 states in the District of Columbia have laws that make it illegal for employers to impose such restrictions on their employees' tobacco use when they are off duty, except in limited circumstances. Under these laws, commonly called smoker rights or smoker protection laws, employers must face or may face a legal issue under state law if they attempt to require employees to give up tobacco or participate in certain cessation programs as a condition of employment. The Not on Tobacco program must take this into consideration if entering one of the 29 states. Fairness will come into all aspects that each person must be taken into consideration. There's also a fine line that public health educators and professionals must never cross. Public health educators are not medical professionals. We are only here to give advice and to give knowledge on the harsh reality of smoking. We are not able to diagnose anybody. This could raise a lot of concerns and a lot of conflicts. The Not on Tobacco program reaches out to people to help them gain knowledge. If we say we are diagnosing you or anything along that line, we could face a lot of trouble. Public health professionals look after everybody when they come into contact with. The Not on Tobacco program has done well to assure that the delivery of their program is free of ethical issues as possible. After searching, I found no major evidence to opponents to the Not on Tobacco program. The American Lung Association, the CDC, the World Health Organization are all on board. There are other types of programs that have the same goal and purpose as the Not on Tobacco program, such as the Smoke Free Teen program. I did come across an interesting article by whyquit.com stating that the Not on Tobacco program will be unsuccessful. This could be considered an opponent since there is an opposing view. The website states that the reason the Not on Tobacco program will be a waste of student and facilitator time and energy likely has little to do with the actual program content. Although the ALA, or American Lung Association, treats facilitators as if they are top secret, program outline suggests that the Not on Tobacco program covers key topics such as nicotine dependency, withdrawal management, crave coping, weight and stress management, peer pressure, and relapse prevention. Program failure is likely the result of 2 factors: extremely weak training and program isolation. This argument did take me back, and I found it compelling to know that there are both sides to every story. After that website, I found little research supporting that. Tobacco producers, one opponent that will always be in the picture are tobacco companies. Tobacco producers and distributors, especially in the South, care little about who is using their products. They care more about the profit. A lot of people depend on the sale of tobacco products for their income, no matter what industry they work in. Regardless of people who are quitting smoking at any age, tobacco sales can drastically decrease if certain places or programs like the Not on Tobacco program comes up. It states that it is estimated that nearly 17 million Americans try to quit smoking each year. That is great news. The bad thing is that only 1.3 million Americans are able to remain smoke free. Only 8% or so of the smokers that are quitting smoking are successful in their efforts. Even though 1.3 million might not seem like a lot, that is a great number. If a person smokes a pack of cigarettes a week, averaging of a price around $8, give or take, per pack, that is $416 a year for one person for how much they are spending on cigarettes. If you multiply that number by 1.3 million people, that is $540,800,000 collectively lost in tobacco companies. That is a lot of money. So, understandably, I can see how tobacco companies would feel if they are losing income. Over the past 50 years, there has been a significant rise in the sale of tobacco products. Nearly 9 out of 10 cigarette smokers first tried smoking by the age of 18, and 99% first tried by the age of 26. Each day in the United States, more than 3,200 youth aged 18-year-olds or younger smoke their first cigarette, and an additional 2,100 youth and young adults become daily cigarette smokers. As time continues to go on, more people are starting to take notice and take action. Social influence are at an all-time high due to advances in technology. Social media accounts, the internet, news channels constantly running all day, and the amount of commercials playing on TV and radio stations has become a lot higher. There are a lot of influences in regards to the media that can promote smoking. However, there are a lot of influences in the media that can also stray people away from smoking. Peer influence is always a big factor when it comes to smoking, especially regarding the youth. Teenagers are vulnerable, and it's understandable. If a 16-year-old sees one of their friends smoking and the others think that it's cool, chances are that person is going to pick up a cigarette, not because they really want to, but to gain social and peer acceptance from their friends. Lower socioeconomic areas and households rely in turn to cigarettes. Predicted tobacco use, socioeconomic status is the single greatest predictor. Tobacco and poverty create a vicious cycle. Low income people smoke more, suffer more, spend more, and die more from tobacco use. Low socioeconomic status populations include lower income households with less than 12 years of education, the medically undeserved, the unemployed, and the working poor. Shifts in political persuasion as well towards cigarette smoking gave programs like the Not on Tobacco program light to finally shine. Politicians, government workers, and officials know just how much revenue tobacco products give. However, they still feel strongly that minors should not be smoking cigarettes. All of these factors directed on the Not on Tobacco program targets certain age groups, ages 13 to 18 years old, across certain states, the amount of teens at a school or in a community who are daily smokers and economic background, and the Not on Tobacco program seeks to help everybody. However, they are starting in places that need more attention. This all comes back around to fairness of the program. It is understandable that we have to target, or let me rephrase that, the Not on Tobacco program needs to target places where there are lower socioeconomic statuses so we can eliminate the higher risk and continue to help everybody as well.